All right, so let's take a look at the last couple problems from today's notes. So this first one says which lines are parallel. So when I look at this, first thing that I really want to look at is seeing if I can prove two lines are parallel before I try and use anything else. Don't just trust the diagram. So what I notice is I have a couple angles that we know the size and the measure with certainty. And we've got this 95 up here. All right, so I'm going to use vertical angles, and notice I'm not leaning on the fact that lines are parallel. I'm using vertical angles to get there, so I've got a 95 up there where the S was. All right, if I combine that for this linear pair up here at the top, that's going to give me an 85 over here to the left. All right, now at this point, hopefully what you notice is that we have an 85 and an 85 there that are congruent, and those are alternate exterior angles. Now, we could just as easily use supplementary here in the linear pair and get 95 and use alternate interior angles. But either way you slice it, we have that those two horizontal lines are the parallel ones. All right, so we're going to say RS is parallel to QT. All right, RS is parallel to QT. And again, that's based on either alternate exterior angles, congruent implies parallel, or alternate interior angles. And really, we could use any of the rules here just by continuing with vertical angles. So now it asks me to use the fact that they're parallel to answer a couple questions. So first thing I notice is this little link right here, where I've got 17x equals 85. All right, divide both sides by 17. And don't have a calculator handy, so let me check here real quick. If I've got 85 divided by 17, that takes me to a 5, which I probably should have been able to do in my head, but I didn't want to make a mistake for you there. And that was our z value. So we had 17z equals 85, and we divided by 17, and we got z equals 5. So now I'm going to keep working through this, and what I notice is the next one, I've got these two, which are consecutive interior angles. And I have expressions for both of those. But we know if the lines are parallel, consecutive interior would be supplemental. So I'm going to take the 3x plus 5 plus the 5x plus 7, and I'm going to say that equals 180. That's an 8x plus 12 equals 180. All right, we can subtract our 12 off each side, and that's going to be 8x equals 168. And then we can divide the 168 by 8, and when we do that, we get 21. So x is 21. All right, that's my x value. And once I know x, that's going to allow me to find either one of those angles. So I'm going to use the bottom angle down there, so the 5 times 21 plus 7, which gives me a 112. Now, this is another example where it's really obvious that we should not use a diagram to make assumptions about the size of an angle. They're often not to scale. So in this one, it looks acute, but it's actually 112, so that's really an obtuse angle. If we go ahead and we set up this, we have vertical angles, so I'm going to take the 112 equals the 8y, divide both sides by 8, and that's going to give me my answer for y, which ends up being 14. So again, we're just working through the problem kind of systematically. First thing we have to do, though, is establish which lines are parallel. All right, and we're going to use one of the rules from today to do that. Now, moving to the next one, it says, using the given information, determine which lines are parallel. All right, so I want you to pause the video here for a second. I want you to give this one a shot, A through H, and based on each one, so like in A, angle 9 and 16. So 9 and 16, I'm on this intersection and this intersection. They're alternate exterior angles, and they're congruent. So this one would be S is parallel to R. All right, so pause the video and try the next group of those, and then we'll regroup and take a look at the answers. Okay, so hopefully you've restarted the video here, and we're going to take a look. And running through, I've got the answers there for you, so you can run through. Just to pick a couple of them, G. All right, G says that angle 12 and 14, so we're looking this intersection and this intersection. 12 and 14 are supplementary. So if those two are supplementary, we have S is parallel to R. If I look at F, all right, on F we're at 5 and 10. So on F, I'm going to circle the two angles in play. 5's on this one, 10's on this one. All right, so L and M would really be the only possibility. And 5 and 10 are alternate exterior, which are congruent, and that means we have parallel lines. Now, if I look at H down here, H is 2 and 10. All right, so I'm going to clear the graph off again. If I circle the intersection with 2 and the intersection with 10, notice that there's 4 lines in play on that one. As soon as the 4 lines are in play, we can't use any of our theorems from today or the postulates from today because it's not parallel lines cut by a transversal. Or you have to have 2 lines cut by a single transversal to make direct conclusions. It's not to say that we couldn't build an argument that might be able to say something in H, but using those theorems and postulates, we're really stuck, and we can't draw a direct conclusion based off of it. All right, I hope that helps. That should put you in a good shape going through the notes for tonight. Tomorrow in class, we'll continue this idea. Thanks. Bye.